Yo guys, Beast, back with some more beastly content. Today we're going to be covering every deviation you need to be forming in Phase 1 of Way of Winter. So we're going to start with the easiest one, being the event ones. So total login rewards, literally just playing the game. Click F3 in game and go to events. You can claim these rewards and open these Wishland bags, which will give you Wishland candy. Wishland candy can be used in the events shop to purchase two different deviations that you may want. One being the Buzzy Bee Pumpkin Lantern. This is great for crop growing. One being the Shattered Maiden. I honestly don't really care about this one, but you can get two of each, so just something to take into note and something you can be doing on Phase 1. I've currently redeemed one of the Buzzy Bees. Honestly, the one I recommend to be redeeming is the Buzzy Bee, not the Shattered Maiden, but to each their own. On to the other ones you can be farming, so we're going to start with the Digby Boy. Another one you can actually also be farming is the Electric Eel. You can also be farming the Fetch a Lot Bunny. You can also be farming the Paper Dolls, and we're going to go ahead and get to that in a second. Had to go ahead and show you the Electric Eel there. That one's super duper easy. We are going to be showing the farm locations for all of these deviations today in video. So yeah, so the next one is of course the Paper Doll, and of course Fetch a Lot Bunnies. I have a ton of these things. The one after the Fetch a Lot Bunny is actually going to be Space Turner, and there's one more deviation that is super duper important and actually will be producing mixed fuel, but it is a one-time farm in Phase 1. You can get more of these in Phase 2 though, which is coming soon, but since this is about deviations farmable during Phase 1, this video is for you. So, first things first, how to get the Electric Eel. So there's this party event called Surge of Fish. This is a location where you're able to buy fishing bait. Now, electric eels can be caught in any body of water. They do not have to be caught in the party event Surge of Fish. And if you do decide to go fish for your electric eel somewhere else, I do not blame you. The only reason why I mentioned party event Surge of Fish is because it's a great place to go ahead and just purchase as much bait as you want. Instead of having to go farm corn and make your own bait, which corn's kind of rare in Way of Winter because it's cold, you can actually just go ahead and take yourselves over to this event, go purchase your bait, and go fish wherever you want. I will say I'm pretty sure Party Event Surge of Fish has a increased chance of dropping an electric eel, or at least it should increase the chance of it dropping after you've caught a few fish there. It is freezing cold, so you will have to have good cold gear. The next thing to go on to, though, is actually going to be the Delta Silo. But before we get onto that, I do real quickly want to cover the Polar Jelly and how you are actually able to farm the Polar Jelly. The Polar Jelly is obtained randomly when doing Cargo Conquest, so just by doing Cargo Conquest, you can get yourself the Polar Jelly. Now, Silo Delta. The reason why we are covering the Silo Delta is a couple different deviations. So you can get the Fetch a Lot Bunny here. 1. 2. You can get the Space Turner deviation. If you don't know what the Space Turner deviation allows you to do, it basically allows you to craft this item that allows you to teleport other players directly to your location. This is very important for if a player has a mematic that you want to be able to use, like an upgraded stove or something like that, that they could teleport to you directly and place down and not have to walk all the way to your base. It's just kind of a key thing to mention there. But the other thing to note about this silo is it's a random deviation. So it's an RNG based deviation, which means it could be a Buzzy Bee, it could be a Fetch a Lot Bunny, it could be an extra dimensional cat, or it could be the Space Turner. Now, another thing I'm not quite unclear on because at the time of making this video is that can you continue to farm the deviations after the Space Turner drops, or does it stop dropping deviations after that? Because I farmed this all the way up to the Space Turner dropping. However, when I went to actually exit for the Space Turner, I just farmed up to the deviation and then exited. And I do believe every other run I actually was farming the boss out as well, just to see if he dropped any deviations. I didn't actually see any drop from him. So I was hoping you could just run to this area, but I'm thinking you might need to be killing the boss that, or once you get the Space Turner unlocked, it will stop dropping deviations. One of the two, regardless. Space Turner is the must farm and the other deviations are bonus, and it's really nice if you can just continue to farm this after Space Turner, but I cannot confirm this, so just a thing to note, you may be limited on once you catch a Space Turner, you're done, and it may even just be a set number and a set specific deviations. Regardless, Buzzy Bee is a good deviation to get, and if you can continue to farm this, it's a great way to farm your Buzzy Bees now and have them ready for your farm. So, And I'm assuming that's probably the Buzzy Bee farm. I'm thinking you just have to clear the whole thing, or it just didn't spawn a deviation that time. So we're going to go ahead and get on into the next area, Frost Forge. We're mentioning this for two reasons. One, the Fetch-A-Lot bunny can be farmed by collecting all the storage containers in the factory area. There's a chance of the Fetch-A-Lot bunny spawning. I think also when you're just collecting junk, the Fetch-A-Lot bunny can spawn. But as I was saying, super duper easy to get the Fetch-A-Lot bunny. But the second thing is, in Frost Forge, there's actually a cave that has a chance of spawning silver and gold. It also spawns tungsten and aluminum, i.e. that third, fourth plus Digby boy that you want to go farm. You go to this cave, you go through, you collect all the ores, and then you get the heck out of the cave, go to the teleport tower, and then come back to the cave. The ores will continuously reload. There's a chance for them to spawn as silver and gold, so not only is it a silver and gold farm, but there's a chance for it to also spawn you some Digby boys. And the reason why I mentioned this one specifically is because I was able to actually get a golden Digby out of farming this specific cave over and over. And there's also cold crystals here to farm. Another great reason to mention this, if you want to have a ton of Digby boys like I do, then you're going to want to go ahead and farm this cave right here because it is great. And you can literally go down all the way into here and still be finding ores here. Now once again, tungsten ore this time, but sometimes random nodes can be silver and gold, and those can drop shiny Digby. So on to the other side, the Frost Forge. I just wanted to show you the proof that the Fetch-A-Lot bunny can actually be farmed from here. As you can see here, we're just collecting junk here. Collecting junk, obtained Fetch-A-Lot bunny from Frost Forge. Super duper easy to farm this guy. This guy randomly collects plants and gathers seeds. So he's going to be just, you know, passively handing seeds to you, and I have a ton of these, so I have a ton of seeds just being handed to me. Beats everything, you know. It's just a great seed, man, and it's great because you're getting a whole bunch of seeds. That way when Phase 2 drops, you'll be able to get your solar panel out, or your light out, you'll be able to get your irrigator out, and you'll be able to get your crops going right away. So the next one's actually going to be the Paper Doll Deviation. This one is Deviation. I think it's Deviation. Anyway, this one is farmable from Wishland. There's also another location that's actually farmable from, but Wishland, you just go through, you collect from all the storage containers. I've gotten 2 of the paper dolls from this area. However, Silo EX1, it's a level 20 silo. Silo EX1 drops 2 different deviations, and we're going to go ahead and talk about them. So, the hydroNaut fish. What does the hydroNaut fish do? The hydroNaut fish automatically gathers seawater, and I think if it's like put into like, it said something about like a water tank or something like that, it would automatically catch fish for you, which is really interesting sounding because that sounds like an automatic canned seafood farm. So regardless, the hydroNaut fish drops from the main boss of the Silo EX1, and the paper doll can spawn randomly on a shelf in the hallway of EX1 as you're going through the prison area. Once again, as well, Wishland also has a chance of you getting a paper doll while you're going through the farm here. This is also a great area to farm for standard parts and electronic parts, so Wishland is definitely worth mentioning. On to the next one. This is a single time farm, but I definitely felt it was needed to be mentioned into this video as this is a farm for tar pudding. Now, in order to farm tar pudding, all you have to do is defeat Tree Ant for the first time. It gives you a quest to do it and everything, so just go ahead and go do it. The first time you defeat Tree Ant, he will actually be dropping a tar pudding. What tar pudding does is actually creates mixed fuel passively, so you can just go up to him and collect mixed fuel. Having a whole bunch of these babies and living in a area of contamination might be a really easy way of getting Stardust Source if you have the right mematics. So definitely be getting your tar pudding. Not to mention, feels nice just to be able to throw it in your vehicle and go on down the road, if you know what I'm saying. So you definitely want yourself a tar pudding. All you have to do is go defeat a Tree Ant, guys. Super duper easy. As you can see here, we defeated him and then we died right after we defeated him, and then once it gave us victory, it rezzed us. So glad it did that. I think I've had that happen before in the past, and it didn't res me, even though it said victory. But as you can see there, tar pudding acquired. Controller, go ahead and collect it. And I farmed this a couple more times after the first drop, and it does not seem like you can actually get it to drop again after the first drop. So until Phase 2 unlocks, you're only allowed to get 1. So one final thing is, Digby Boys can be also obtained when you first start the game from Low in the Ice House camp. Just go speak to Low. He'll say, "Greetings, meta-human." have a free Digby boy, and that's literally how it goes, guys. But I do believe this has been about the end of the video, so I am going to go ahead and get out of here. Go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and keep it beast mode.